you know.
Well, who is gossiping?
No,
When you say it's part of gossip, so who is gossiping in this case?
Babe, let me actually speak.
Is it the person?
Let me speak.
No, I can't say it because...
That's what I wanted to say. I said those things to her. She won't sleep this night.
Thank God you know say it.
I'm telling you, thank God I didn't say it.
You touch me. Clear it up. You're crazy.
What?
I had followed through with a toxic gossip session that had happened amongst Bella, Sheggz, Chichi, Chumsy, with Rachel present there as a spectator, of course. Yes, I had watched how that toxic gossip session had run for over an hour in the early hours of this morning, all about Doyin, all against Doyin, simply because Doyin had refused in her own queenly way to, disclose the details of the conversation she had had with Groovy. I had watched how Bella had toxically, angrily, vehemently dragged, insulted, cursed at. I mean, guys, she had said a lot of things about Doyin. With Sheggz, of course, fanning the embers of her fire. With Chichi, of course, supporting, bringing her own toxicity into the gossip session, simply because, of course, Deji is in the picture. They as well agreeing with everything that they were saying. And guys, this thing ran for almost 2 hours, or even, I think it even ran for 2 hours even. And by the end of it all, I was drained. I was exhausted. I was pissed because I just could not believe how petty, how dumb, how unintelligent, how empty-headed those ladies were. Guys, I just could not believe it. For Bella, oh my God, it now dawned on me. I now discovered right through that gossip session the real reason Sheggz has chosen her, has chosen Bella to be his partner in that house. Guys, I'm going to tell you on this video, there's a lot of revelations that you'll be shocked about. I realized it. Secondly, for Bella, I realized that, oh my God, quite shockingly, that girl, she's just a pretty face walking in Biggie's house. That head, oh my God, her reasoning is so shallow, it's so dense, no depth. Talking about being intellectual, it is empty. It's a zero ground over there, guys. It is zero. Oh my God. Talking about being petty, bitter, vindictive. Oh my God. Bella's ugly personalities came to full life at that point in time. It was disgusting to watch. It was disgusting. Not just for Bella, for Chichi. Oh my God. I realized how shallow, how dense that girl is. It just, Chichi and Chumsy put together, it just went to show that they were the best boot lickers, the best ass kissers ever in the history of Big Brother Naija. I've never seen where people are walking around like a headless chicken. Oh, if their master says go here, they will go here. They say go there, they will go there. Guys, it was insane. I watched all these things unfold before my eyes, and I said, no, Gloria Elijah, you cannot keep quiet about this. And so I took to Twitter, and then I started dropping receipts. Guys, you need to follow me on Twitter, because at least on Twitter, as I'm watching the thing, I can just be dropping, as it's happening. So please go ahead and follow me on Twitter. Just search for the same Frankie Speak with Gloria Elijah. Please watch to the end of this video, because there's a whole lot to unpack. I am not leaving any stone unturned. I'm spilling every single detail of that conversation. I'm going to be giving you my theory about it, but I will tell you how it is first before I tell you my theory about it. And guys, this is also a quick reminder that today is Saturday. You know what happens on this channel? By 3 p.m. WAT, we have our FSWG Saturday YouTube live stream. Please make it a date with us. Come through. Do not forget. Do not miss out. This is the part where I also get to welcome all of you back to my YouTube channel. You especially welcome back. My name is Gloria Elijah. This is Frankly Speaking with Glory, and I am the girl with the T. Yes, the T of this video is basically all what I've just explained to you from the start. All right, so please, if you are new on here, just do exactly what you see on your screen so that you'll be able to become a part of this family, and so you'll be able to receive a lot of my videos whenever I upload a new one. Guys, without much further ado, let's just quickly get into this gist. The first important question anybody would ask is, what exactly did Doyin do to Bella? What was Doyin's offense to Bella and Sheggz and Chichi and Chomzy? What exactly was our offense? I'm going to tell you guys that, frankly speaking, it was absolutely nothing. Doyin is innocent. She did not do anything at all to Bella. There was no altercation, there was no insults thrown, there was no jabs thrown, there was no passing remarks, there was no passing statements. No, all Doyin had to do was to exist in that house and then to refuse to spill the details of our conversation with Groovy last night to Bella. That was all it took to tick Bella off. That was all it took to annoy Bella and Sheggz, guys. And it was quite ridiculous. Let me even tell you the details. I don't want to tell you guys how. No, let me tell you the details. So this is exactly what it was. I mean, we all know that before Beauty was disqualified from the show, she was actually best friends with Doyin. Both of them, they had observed the lockdown period before the show started, you know, together. And that was why Doyin was vehemently defending Beauty to Bella, to Chichi, to Chomzy, to Sheggz, and all of those people the night that Beauty had actually gone on the one-off. Yes, so it was quite natural and expected that the guy whom her friend was actually dating, you know, since he's in the house, she was going to have a conversation with him to understand the situation. Now remember, she and Groovy, they've never had any conversation about what really transpired between him and Beauty before Beauty was disqualified. So last night, whilst Groovy was being cool with everybody, being friends with everybody, I mean, quite naturally, as a human being would naturally feel, especially a human being who had a bond with the person that Groovy was dating before, Doyin was finding it difficult to connect with Groovy. Yeah, I mean, she was smiling all through, but there was something missing. She could not really open up into accepting him in the same space as hers. So for her, the best way to clear the air was for them to have a conversation. And guys, she did the right thing. I would do the same thing. Anybody would do the same thing. As long as you do not have any form of toxicity in your heart, you would do the same thing, especially if you're a rational human being. And that was what had happened exactly. She had invited Groovy for a conversation, and then they had started talking, and she had asked him, please, that she needed to know what happened. And Groovy had taken his time for over an hour to explain everything in details to Doyin. And Doyin had understood finally, because what they had heard in the house was just bits and pieces of information, fragments of gossips. But by the time Groovy had taken his time to explain every single thing to her, she had understood. And then she had assured him that she did not feel any certain type of way towards him, that she just needed to know the full story because she shared a bond with Beauty. And then she had gone ahead to tell him that, listen, Beauty is not a bad person. I knew her because we stayed together for that 7 days during the lockdown observation. So my appeal to you is that don't close your heart to her. After the show, try and have a conversation with her. And then, Shikena, they had settled everything in the most mature and the most classy way. And Doyin had thanked Groovy for having told her everything, because at least at that point in time she had found closure. And then she was able to now open up to him and be receptive to him. And guys, I'm going to tell you for a fact, you see that single exercise that had happened between both of them, that conversation, it was healthy. It was good for Doyin's mental health. And it wasn't one-sided. It was beneficial to both of them. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. By the time they were done talking, both of them, they walked together to the lounge. They were still by the door of the bedroom, and Sheggz and Bella were actually having a conversation with Chichi and Chomzy. Then Rachel had actually joined them, but she was quiet all through. She was just paying attention to everything. Now already, they were talking about Doyin, yeah? And Bella had given Doyin a name, the therapist. Now, initially, when I was hearing the word that's tied to the therapist, I thought that, okay, maybe it was like a compliment to Doyin, you know, because she's always the rational person. When she has issues with people, she always likes to have conversation with them, you know, so that they could understand each other better. And that's why we've always been calling Doyin, you know, the smart person, the intelligent woman of the house, the most daring alpha female in the house. So it was last night that I realized that that title of, you know, the therapist, it was actually an insult. Yeah, it was an insult, a label that Bella had actually given to Doyin, you know, to insult her that number one, she's a gossip. That number two, she acts like she's the smartest person in the room, but she's not, you know, that she's the one that prognoses into other people's business. And then they were also using that title to insult her that the only conversations she has in the house are conversations with the guys only, you know. So they were indirectly saying that that title of her being the therapist, she uses it as a ploy to get through to the guys in the house, that she's jumping from one guy to the other looking for love, that she's desperate for love. That was Bella's definition.
I just always wanted to know. No, I don't have to. That's the thing. Why do you think that I always have to have a conversation with people? Because that's not the case.
Okay.
But that's not the case. Oh, yeah, tell me now, apart from that day with Sheggz, tell me one other person.
So Doyin and Groovy, they had walked towards the lounge. In fact, before they even walked towards the lounge, Sheggz and Bella, they had turned around and they were staring at these two people rudely.
Just like Sheggz.
Oh my God.
It's like your spot. Yeah. It's like your spot. Well, yeah, Doyin, come and gist me this gist.
And the way they were staring at these people, guys, you two would wonder, like, okay, I don't understand. Does Doyin owe her existence to these two people? So they were staring at both of them and it became kind of awkward. So Doyin and Groovy had walked towards where they were on the couch, and Bella automatically, I started asking Doyin, oh, what were you talking about? And Doyin was like, well, we're talking about something, you know, but I can't tell you what we're talking about. And Bella kept on pressing. She wanted to know what they were talking about. She wanted to know who they were talking about. She wanted to know the details of what they were talking about. But Doyin was not budging. And that was what really pissed me off. Because Doyin, in as much as she's very, very intelligent, one very, very annoying habit that she has is the habit of having to explain herself to every Tom, Dick, and Harry in that house. And I'm like, babe, you are already a powerful woman. You owe nobody no explanation whatsoever. You have a right to have conversations with people around the house. You owe Bella no explanation. You owe Sheggz no explanation whatsoever. That moment that Bella had asked that question, she should have said, oh, don't worry, it's nothing. She would have said good night. She would have walked away. But hell no. Doyin wanted to be cool and friendly with Bella and Sheggz, not knowing that she was actually making the wrong decision. Guess what? The moment she kept on refusing to spill the details of her conversation with Groovy to Bella, Bella started throwing jabs at her.
But the thing, yeah. Hey, but who was it? Because
any conversation I want to have in this house with him, because he's my person in this house.
yeah, and that's understandable.
Wait.
Yeah, but
Sorry,
it's Alice is not my person. It's not gossip.
Let's
If you haven't said to the
let's pause.
yeah, you will.
Bella now twisted the narrative and said that, oh, Doyin is a gossip. And then was like, no. As a matter of fact, oh, somebody had told her something, you know, had mentioned something that Bella and Sheggz were discussing about, but she doesn't feel it's even necessary to even talk about it. And then Bella now picked the conversation from that point. That, if you're not going to tell me what the person said, then both of you are gossips. You people are afraid of me now. You people are afraid of me. That is, you know, that deep voice. You people are afraid of me now. That is why people don't want to talk about it. And then was like, well, Bella, I don't think it's about anybody being afraid of you. I don't think anybody's afraid of you. And Bella kept on goading her over and over again that, oh, that is how she has conversations with all the boys in the house. That what exactly is she always talking about? She kept on pressing, but when he said, Bella, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to tell you what exactly I'm talking about with Groovy. But Groovy knows, he understands, he knew that it's a necessity. And that was when she had gone ahead to refer to Doyin's conversations as a gossip. And then Doyin had felt the need once again to explain herself. So she had gone ahead as well to explain to Bella and Sheggz that, listen, if you call that a gossip, then it means you and Sheggz, you people have been gossiping as well all along. As a matter of fact, someone actually overheard what you and Sheggz were talking about, but there's no point telling you about it. That was when Bella picked on that point and started arguing and trying to create a rational definition for the true definition of gossip. So from all the stupid explanations that Bella was giving, she and Sheggz, they don't gossip at all. That they have conversations because Sheggz is a person in this house. So whatever they talk about is not gossip. Chichi, Chomzi, they are people, they are friends, so they don't gossip. You know, so it was quite ridiculous, guys. It was quite ridiculous because from then onwards, the conversation became insulting. She started insulting Doyin, saying all manner of things, you know, dragging Doyin. But I loved the fact that Doyin kept it classy. She wasn't getting flustered at all. She wasn't getting irritated. She did not even feel insulted. She was just calmly telling Bella that, Bella, listen, it's your opinion at the end of the day. And then finally, after trying to explain endlessly to Bella, and Bella was not even paying attention or even accepting it, Doyin had given up on the conversation and had told all of them good night and told Bella that she'll be all right, that Bella will be fine, and then she went to bed. The moment Doyin left that setting, Jesus Christ, Bella, Chichi, Sheggz, Chomzi, all of them, they started dragging Doyin, called her desperate, said all manner of things, that they are all a gossip. Guys, I mean, the insults, they were just too deep. And the things, and you know the most disgraceful thing? The most disgraceful thing was how Bella did not even understand what she herself was saying. It was how the conversation even started. The conversation started on a plain level, and before we knew it, it was as if Bella lost the mental capacity to even hold that conversation, and so she resorted to insult. And that is what happens when people who are unintelligent find themselves in conversations with people who are intelligent, because their mind, their brain cannot carry such conversations, such high-level reasoning. They resort to insult, and that was exactly what Bella did. And the most annoying and irritating thing as well was the way Sheggz from time to time would interrupt and then remind us, the viewers, their cohorts as well, that Chichi and Chomzi, about, oh, how much he's such a saint, how much he's such a good person.
I'm serious about you, I don't have to do this. Yeah. So I just feel like guys are putting a time limit on when the babe can fall for them. Do you understand what I'm saying?
How much he has a very, very good home training. Like, guys, it was so repetitive. I don't even have to tell you anything. I mean, everything that you've heard Sheggz talk about since the day one of the show, about how prim and proper he is, about how good he is, about how much he works hard for his own money, about how much he is deserving of Bella and Bella is deserving for him, about how much he loves Bella, about how much he wants to marry Bella at the age of 27, about how much he wants to take Bella on trips, grand wedding, everything. This guy, at every given point in time, he would interrupt and he would say all of that. But Bella did not stop. Bella kept on insulting. Now, the part that really pissed me off the most was where she was now bragging that she has a sharp mouth, that there are so many things that she wanted to say to Doyin tonight, that if she had said it, Doyin would have not been able to sleep.
You think I to sing? I have to hold back. You see what I'm saying? I said those things to her, she won't sleep this night. I'm telling you, Kimber didn't sleep. I heard so many things back.
I said, so you are proud of yourself that you have a sharp mouth, as a last born that you are. But every time your team has a task, you cannot open your mouth and give just one strong line of speech. You cannot open your mouth and carry out a proper presentation to defend your team's honor. You people had a debate session with the level 2 housemates. Why did you not bring your sharp mouth to come and debate? Why did you not put your sharp mouth to good use right then? Oh, you are bragging that you have sharp mouth only to insult. But your sharp mouth cannot help you to carry out an intellectual argument or give or present an intellectual presentation. Seriously, Bella, this is the part where I tell you all of my observations from all the drama, all the toxicity that Bella, Sheggz, Chichi, Chomzi were spreading last night, or let's call it the early hours of this morning. I'll tell you my observations. Number one, Bella and Sheggz, they are in a toxic relationship. Whether their shippers or their fans like it or yes, guys, go and ask a psychologist. They will tell you. You see those two people, they're in a toxic relationship. I'll tell you why. Something quite interesting happened. The moment Bella had mentioned, whilst Doyin was still there, that, oh, Sheggz is his person in this house. That is why she can talk to Sheggz, so it's not gossip, right? Sheggz had flipped.
Let's just talk.
I'm your person in this house.
My boyfriend in this house.
In this house.
No, sorry.
Don't touch me. Clear it up. You're crazy.
What?
I don't
No,
mean
what
it
he
like
means
that.
is that
It sounded so controlling. And Bella had rephrased her statement that, oh, you're my person in general, everywhere. He now said, okay, carry on with your conversation. He now laid back. And Bella was still talking. Guys, that was a sign of toxicity as far as I'm concerned. Another way that I was just so convinced that these people, they were in a toxic relationship, was that I noticed that at every point in time Bella was speaking, when Sheggz wanted to speak, he would tell Bella, babes, let me speak. Babes, let me speak. And Bella will have to be quiet. And if it seems as though he's telling her to stop and she's still going on, his voice will sound more stern. Babes, let me speak. No, when I say you to shut up, you have to shut up, because when you two tell me not to speak, I don't speak. So you have to wait. She will not say, oh, sorry. And Sheggz will now speak. Guys, go and ask a psychologist. Ask a psychologist. Anybody that watched that entire conversation, play as a psychologist, ask the person, they will tell you what I'm telling you. Another observation I made was that Sheggz is very controlling. Sheggz is very narcissistic. Very, extremely. I mean, you could tell from the way he was constantly giving himself accolades at every given point in time. And guys, it was so disgusting to watch. They will be having their normal gossip, dragging Doyin. Chichi will be trying to explain why she really dislikes Doyin. Chomzi also will be trying to give her own reason. And before we know it, Sheggz will cut all of them short. Like he will literally shut all of them up and start talking about, oh, you see, this is why I love Bella, because I said that I love her, blah, 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 blah. Of course, we know that he was actually selling himself to be the perfect gentleman, to be the perfect lover. But anybody that is reasonable would have been able to see through all of that act that he was putting up. So that was another thing I noticed. Another thing I observed, guys, now about Bella, is that I'm sorry to say, Bella, for me, is just a pretty face. Yeah, I'm going to say it. I mean, it's high time someone said it. I'm going to say it. Bella, she presented herself to be just a pretty face in that conversation. Anybody that watched that conversation, guys, just realized that, wow, this girl, she does not really have a proper capacity to reason intellectually. Because 1 minute the conversation was going this way, the next minute, boom, she realized that her mind could not possibly comprehend all what Doyin was saying, and then she just resorted to insult. It's only weak-minded people that do that. It's only people that are very, very dense upstairs that do that. And Bella completely portrayed herself to be that. Even the things that were coming out of her mouth, gosh, it was disgusting. It was disgusting. It was irritating. Jeez. And it became glaring to me that this is it. This is the reason Sheggz chose Bella. Yeah, this is the reason he chose Bella to play out a script. Because he realized that people with the kind of personality that Bella has, they are very, very easy to convince, number one. They are very, very easy to convert. Number two, they are very, very easy to mold into what you want. And that's exactly what Sheggz has done with Bella. At the moment, she's also playing along. She's also playing along. She's also playing a strategy along. But let's be frank about it. Sheggz's strategy has completely swallowed Bella up. I'm telling you, like it or yes. Sheggz's strategy of being the perfect lover man has completely swallowed Bella up. At the moment, she's like a walking zombie. A walking shadow of the Bella that walked into Biggie's house from day one. Bella does not have a mind of her own anymore. Yes, and as I said, that is the reason Sheggz chose her. Because he knew that Bella does not have the capacity to have a mind of her own. He knew that Bella does not have the capacity to think for herself. Yes, and he knew that Bella is the sort of person that is loyal. So he could sway her opinion any direction he wants. Of late, throughout this week, we've seen how when Sheggz is talking about Adekunle or maybe having conversations about people, he will just call Bella, oh babes, come and tell them what you noticed. And Bella will open her mouth. By the time they were done, both of them will now go, so I'm going to be doing love. Oh babes, I love you. Oh babes, I love you. That is a freaky control right there. Yes. So guys, it made perfect sense. Why Sheggz could not reciprocate Doyin's affections. because he realized that if he were to have anything to do with Doyin, Doyin would mess up his strategy. Yes, because Doyin is assertive, Doyin is vocal, Doyin is the true definition of an alpha female. Sheggz would have not been able to control Doyin's narrative in that house. He would have not been able to control or sway Doyin's opinion about his fellow housemates in that house. It just reminds me of the typical situation that we have in the society. It's on very, very rare occasions that you will see men who marry very assertive women. Yes, or even if the women they marry are assertive, you will find out that they try all they can to subdue the woman, make her shrink completely so that they can control her like a puppet master controls his puppet. That's the situation between Sheggz and Bella. So Sheggz has seen that he could not achieve any of his plans for this show with Doyin as a partner. Yes, Doyin has too much of a strong personality, and Doyin has been so far, Doyin, before Adekunle of course, Doyin has so far been the only housemate, male or female, that has been able to constantly call Sheggz out on his bullshit. She's the only person that has outrightly looked at Sheggz and told him that, Sheggz, you try to present yourself as a good person, you try to present yourself as you're not fake, you're real, but I tell you that you are fake, and me and you, we can never be friends. Bam! Doyin has said that to Sheggz, and so Sheggz is scared of Doyin, and that is why you see that whenever Sheggz has issues with anybody, if Doyin wants to talk to him, he will listen, because he knows that that's the only person that truly knows his strategy in that house. Now, moving on to Chi and Chomzy, my observation is Chi has no reason whatsoever to dislike Doyin. The only reason she's using as an excuse is that thing, that connection that Deji had with Doyin. Yes, Doyin was seriously shooting her shot with Deji. Yeah, but then Deji was also reciprocating the energy. If Deji did not want to talk to Doyin, he would have, excused himself from her, but he never excused himself from having a conversation with Doyin. So what I realized from that gossip session was that Chi had been carrying it in mind for long, and that was why on Thursday night, yeah, when they were playing their game of questions, that was why Chi had drilled and attacked Doyin with questions about, oh, why she was talking to many guys, oh, why is it that after Saif, she's now talking to many guys. That was that. Chi had an agenda, and that agenda was achieved with that particular game, and it was a joint effort. It was a joint effort, because the way she was in sync with Chomzy and Bella and Sheggz, guys, it was a joint effort. It meant that they must have had a conversation about it several times, conversations that the camera did not show us, and so that was an opportunity for them to attack Doyin. And I love the fact that at every given point in time that such attacks come, Doyin takes it gracefully. As the very intelligent queen that she is, she doesn't reciprocate their energy because she knows that it's going to result in her rolling in the mud with them like pigs. So finally, I'm going to say this again. Doyin has done absolutely nothing wrong to Chi, to Bella, to Chomzy, and to Sheggz. Those people, they really displayed the true definition of a toxic gossip session. Yes, we've agreed that all the housemates gossip, but you see that one was malicious. It was toxic, and that also, affirms what I've said on my previous video, that Sheggz is going around sowing a seed of discord in all the housemates, trying to separate and divide the house, and he has successfully done that. And guys, Groovy did something quite impressive last night. The moment he saw that Sheggz and Bella were trying to spin a narrative, he left and went to bed. I said, yes, right on, bro. And that was why, it really explained why the moment Groovy got into the house, Sheggz had immediately ran to Groovy and was trying to campaign, for Groovy to be on his side against Adekunle. Even when Chi had prepared rice for them to eat, and Chi dished out Adekunle's food and said, okay, go and give it to Adekunle. She gave it to Gidifaya to go and give it to Adekunle. Sheggz had made a very, very petty statement that, when did Gidifaya and Adekunle become best of friends? I never knew that they had become best of friends. Guys, that is how manipulators speak. That is how manipulators speak. He was insinuating at that dining, because all the housemates were present at the dining. He was insinuating that, nobody should be friends with Adekunle, the guy is not to be trusted, or the guy is the evil person here. And then Gidifaya disgraced me. Dude was literally giving Sheggz an explanation as to why he cannot be friends with Adekunle. But much later, he had gone to go and meet Adekunle to be consoling him. And I'm glad that Adekunle did not eat that food. Because, oh, trust me, you got to be careful. There's a lot I want to say, and I cannot say everything on this video. So I would urge you all, please, join us today. Join me, 3 p.m. WAT today on this channel for our FSWG Saturday YouTube live stream so that we can say more, all right? But for now, just go ahead and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I will see you guys on another video soon. Have an amazing day. Bye.